And we do want to stick with the story for a moment and bring in White House columnist with our partner, The Hill, Niall Stanage. Niall, always good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Good to see you too, Natasha.
Let's start with this new report from Rolling Stone and the Trump campaign's alleged wish to not only defeat DeSantis, but to flat out destroy him. The article also speaking about a desire to humiliate. What do you make of this?
Well, I think there is clearly personal beef between former President Trump and Governor DeSantis, particularly stretching back to the time when the then President, Mr. Trump, did help Ron DeSantis to become governor of Florida. There isn't really any question about that. Trump clearly feels that DeSantis has been disloyal in moving to challenge him. It is considered almost inevitable that DeSantis gets into the race. So you put those feelings of disloyalty on one hand, you put Mr. Trump's capacity to tangle in pretty personal terms with his opponents on the other, and it's a combustible mixture, which I think inevitably leads to a very personalized race.
And the battle between Trump and DeSantis has been brewing for some time now, but we have largely seen the Florida governor stay away from explicitly criticizing the former president. We did see the Never Back Down super PAC, which supports DeSantis, releasing an ad just yesterday, and it sort of mockingly offers to pay to relocate Trump from Florida to California. But does DeSantis need to deploy more teeth going forward, or is staying above the fray typically a better strategy when it comes to Mr. Trump?
I don't think that Governor DeSantis can stay above the fray once he actually gets into the race. Now, that may not happen until at least next month, maybe a little longer. So in the interim, it's useful to have that super PAC that can perpetrate these attacks by proxy. But overall, once the race begins in earnest, I think Governor DeSantis has to attack frontally former President Trump because, look, he wants the job. He needs to prove that he is better than former President Trump for that job. Right now, he hasn't succeeded in that case, clearly, because Mr. Trump has a pretty commanding lead in polls of Republican voters. DeSantis can make a separate argument at a general election, but you have to win the nomination before a general election even becomes relevant.
Certainly. And, you know, potentially an argument to be made that DeSantis has waited too long, perhaps, to announce his campaign, that maybe he should have made the most of riding that wave immediately following November's midterms. What do you make of that? Is he waiting too long? Because there's a legality issue here in his ability to run as well, right?
Yeah, that's right. And that's an important point that often gets glossed over. Florida has a rule that you can't hold state office and at the same time be a candidate for federal office. Theoretically, you have to resign one to run for the other. That is in the process of being changed by the Florida legislature, but has not been changed just yet. So that clearly inhibits Governor DeSantis. Has he waited too long? I think right now we can delude ourselves into thinking those things. When it comes to January, February next year, will people be really worried about that? I kind of doubt it, honestly.
I appreciate the context. Niall Stanage, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.